This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Our World Is Ended. In the last episode, we escaped the monster, drew lots, and spent some time up on the rooftop. Almost like a romantic anime or manga where we had our best girl by our side and talked of the future and who's more important to the group and everything. And then we got so close, almost kissed, but then the red-haired maniac popped into our vision and stopped our lecherous advances, perhaps for another day. And now we're back in the morning. No monsters, no nothing. So let's see where we go to next. Also, I just wanted to start up on the save screen just to show you something a little bit. How, like, if you save before, one, there's a ton of saves. I don't know how many you get. It looks like quite a few. Although, really, for this game, how many saves would you really actually need per choice? I mean, but anyway, maybe also people like to maybe save their favorite scenes or something like that, maybe. But this is just me saving after every chapter. But anyway, the big thing was that, have you noticed that the save thing has changed from blank to Yuno's? So it probably means, like, maybe even though maybe I didn't make a choice, I have a point towards her. So I don't know. Maybe this is the game's way of saying, like, wait, what path you're currently on, or something like that. I mean, it could be wrong, but I don't know. That's usually how some games would work. Like, it kind of gives you an idea of who you're currently have the higher rapport with, you know, right now. Obviously, we only had one scene, so even though we failed, must have gotten something for not saying anything. So it seems like maybe even not choosing an answer maybe gets you a result too. So anyway, let me load that up. I just wanted to show that really quick before we got started, and also like redoes the text too. So anyway, oh yeah, the girls are cooking. Uh-oh, what shenanigans will pop up here? Huh? Can't you tell? I'm making breakfast, of course. You? Making breakfast of champions? I doubt it. It's probably beer or something like that, and cigarettes. Or chugging on gin and juice. He then whispers, oh, miscalculated. Excuse me, in regards to what? Where's Haruka and Natsumi? They didn't come with you? Oh, yeah, I figured I'd let them sleep a bit longer. They had the last shift after all. Oh yeah. Waking them up now would be pretty bad. Alright, we'll just make some of them in advance. You two go sit on the sofa. We'll be done soon. Ooh, actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of sausage or Franks or whatever those are, but yeah. She wasn't joking. The food came to us just a moment later. French toast, sunny side up, fried eggs, wiener, and orange juice. A well-balanced breakfast, indeed, of champions. Oh, I know that's Wheaties. What the? There's one problem, though. The quality of the two plates. The toasts are black. The fried eggs look tragic, and the wiener's basically charred. I assume that one's Asana-san's work. It's way too obvious who's responsible for those two. Thank God Natsumi-san isn't here. I can just imagine her saying, Asano, you're such a stunning elder sister. Hold on, why are you two looking at my face like that? She clearly just didn't want us to point it out, so she just snapped at us before we could. Yeah, the burnt one's mine. Got a problem? Yeah, it's not edible. I'm not gonna eat that crap. Actually, you know what I would do? I'd make her eat it. Anyway, I don't have a problem, I just have a question. Who's eating these? Yeah, her. She's the one who cooked it. I think the cook should always taste their own food before they give it to someone. What a high-risk, high-reward situation. Only two here get to eat the good ones. We all look at each other's faces. Alright, geez. I'll take responsibility to eat this one. Well, I have to give you credit for accepting your mess-ups. Asana-san takes one of the failed dishes and brings it to herself. Then I'll have the other one, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? The guys will take all the good food, just like real life. No. Yuno-san reaches for the other failure, but Asana-san stops her. No, you... Well, actually, she didn't make the good one. That'd be kind of cruel. No, you are the one... You eat one of the ones you made. Awari or Reiji can eat the other one. Awari-san looks at me. I can almost see words written on his expression. He's saying, Reiji-kun, my boy, you're a part-timer here. You know what you must do, right? Oh, we actually get an actual choice this time. Cool. Okay, Asana-san, I'll have yours. Okay, I assume that gets points for hers. Awari-san, once I'm done, gather my remains, which means I'll just accept it. Probably, maybe, Yuno-san, I'll have yours. Just steal hers. Like, no, I'll have the good food. No, I assume that's a... Now, I assume this gets the points for her because you're taking the hit, like, and you're actively saying, okay, I'll do it. Unisan, I assume that gives you a point for her because you're choosing hers, because she, you know. And I assume the third one is a Wari-san because, you know, you're doing your duty as a good part-timer. Well, I guess I am a good part-timer. A Wari-san, once I'm done, gather my remains. Very well, Reiji-kun. For ages to come, your sacrifice will be hailed as a heroic act that saved Judgment 7. Considering the incomprehensible situation we're in, I can't allow our leader to collapse. I gather my resolve and prepare to eat this poison for the sake of J7. You only one, alright, son. I glare at him with those words in mind, but it doesn't seem like it's reaching him. He's grinning like he always does. Alright, I'll take Asana-san's cooking this time. I reach for the other failed meal. Reiji, I went out of my way to make that, so act happier about it. What's with that attitude? Well, I know it looks kind of burnt, but still. And you know, I like sunburnt stuff depending on what it is, because sometimes there'll be some... Well, I don't have the best taste. You can ask anyone that knows me. My taste buds are like terrible. Like I like some frozen foods better than fresh food. That's how messed up my palate is, you know. What was it? I was like one of the few kids that really liked like lunch food at school cafeterias. Although I've heard lunch food's not as great these days. Like it's gotten worse. But although a lot of schools now have pizza and stuff like that apparently. But I would eat the school lunch, and you know that's one of those things where you're like, really, you know, type of thing. So anyway, oh man, that's my boy for you. You're my boy, Blue. I'd never be able to do that. Anyway, this one. He reaches for the one Unisan made. With our choices before us, we start a relatively normal breakfast. However, Wari-san's grin has made me feel like this situation is a bit unfair. Wari-san, I choose Asana-san's cooking for J7, not for you. Well, at least you know. Everyone will be troubled if something happened to you, so I'm making the sacrifice and taking the failed cooking too. Why do you call it failed cooking? And what do you mean by sacrifice? You're just eating my cooking. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? What the hell? So you intentionally picked the poison in order to protect me from eating your cooking and collapsing. I see, so you picked her plate for everyone's sake. Don't worry, I'll gather your remains too. Oh boy, Asana-san, your cooking really sucks if your sister is not really defending you. You know, what do you mean by everyone's sake? Why are you acting like eating my cooking will definitely make you collapse? Well, it's because it's a typical anime trope that not all girls can cook, which is true. Not all men or women can cook. But it's like one of those weird tropes how like before in cartoons or stuff, it was always women who were really good at cooks. But then in anime, or at least for the last couple of years, it's been like, actually most girls don't know how to cook. And I say girls, not women. And there's always some joke about the guy trying to eat their cooking and it's terrible and all that. Whatever. Crap. Asana-san's getting heated. You two are pissing me off. We went out of our way to wake up early and make you all breakfast. Be more grateful. Well, if it sucks, I'm not going to eat there anymore. But I am. Thanks for the food, you know. Yeah, because you got the good food, dork. It's nothing. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, getting into yard over here. No. Wow, that sounds like something from like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why? She just starts punching us. I assume that's going to happen. Yep. Hey, that hurts. I'm here enjoying Yuna's delicious breakfast. Can't you let me do it in peace? Asana-san threw a punch towards Wari-san. I thought that'd make her cool off a bit, but... You too, Reiji. You call my cooking a failure? Act happier about it, damn it. And sacrifice? Seriously? You're getting to eat a girl's handmade food. You're supposed to be thankful. I'm only thankful if it's good, dude. Gah! Hey, I did say I'll eat it. What's with this treatment? It's all about meaning, dude. Calm down, sis. You wake up Baruka-san and Nachan. Yeah, this is the good stuff. Wouldn't expect less from Yuna's cooking. Such a shame when you don't get to taste this, Reiji-kun. And another save file, dude. Another save file. Wari-san, you're tempting fate. True, another dimension. My character ate the delicious food and got a point from Yusan. Anyway, ended up eating all of Asana-san's cooking. The taste, well, it was exactly like you expect. my charcoal. However, I later discovered something shocking. Oh, I'm dead! No, I saw it after breakfast when I was helping Unison clean up. Ugh. Unison, what's with all that? What's with that black pile of something? Oh, those are the failures Sis made. Though she said it's for seconds. Ugh. I mean, like I said, I don't mind some burnt food to a point. Like, I like burnt cookies for some weird reason, but nope, that is not appealing to me at all. The food I had to eat was already enough of a failure, but this is even worse. The ingredients used properly regret being bored. I should have known she'd have some powerful weapon in store. What a fearsome person. Anyway, to prevent any further sacrifices, I just take care of the Black Mountain. Yeah, dump it in the trash. You know where it deserves to go? In the trash! Judgement 7 Office Lounge, 7/17/17, 10:22 a.m. God, I can't. Every time I say that, I keep wanting to say the Ninja Turtles thing. It's 10 in the morning. Natsumi-san and Ruka-san have woken up and came to the lounge. Owari-san waits for them to finish breakfast and speaks up. I assume they got all the good from you know. Anyway, let's talk about what we saw last night. I know nothing serious happened, but you know, just in case. Well, start. Nothing special happened. It was all quiet. At least if you ignore the perv. Her tone is scornful. Ha ha ha. So, you don't like that the perverse story, huh? Or, so you didn't like the perverse story, huh? Anyway, Reiji-kun and Yuno, what about you two? Same here. Same here. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Yeah, it was so quiet that we talked about lots of things. We also watched the stars. It was tons of fun. Tons of fun. Oh, had some fun with my sister, huh? Reiji, I'll be asking you about that, so you better be ready. Asana-san gives me a stern look. I'll have to give my all to hide what happened, but nothing happened though, dude. Well, nothing really happened. Well, we didn't see anything abnormal either. I think it's safe to say that the holy wave floating out of my body kept the monster at bay. We ignore Ruka-san's pointless delusions. Let's just take that into that nothing happened on the shift either. Excuse me. Anyway, what's that? Anyway, with that done, I got a suggestion. Listen up. But there's no point staying in the space. We gotta go out to Asakusa to get a better grasp of the situation. I wonder if it's just us that are trapped here. Maybe. You want us to fight that monster? I refuse. I don't think you can say anything about that. Natsumi-san rejects the suggestion. I'm with her on this one. I don't think we'll be able to beat a creature like that. Don't you have any guns? Oh wait, it's Japan. You can't get firearms. That's right. Only the police can handle firearms. Well, you can't get firearms, but you know, illegal and all that. There's fun stuff. Man, I'm hiccuping all of a sudden. That's weird. I almost never hiccup. Hey now, I know I can have some wild ideas, but not even I'm thinking of fighting that thing. I just want to investigate Asakusa and get a better look at the RP map phenomenon. You know, to find out how far it goes, if there are any holes in what happened to all the people. I just want to look into that. What do you all think? I see. Well, when you look at it like that, going out seems worth it. For all we know, we might just be holes, though, for which we could leave. I also think that's a good idea. We need to check back which stores are open, too, just in case. But what do we do if we run into the monster? Well, we'll just have to stay together. Also, if it didn't look like it's all that fast. So we need to fear it as long as I have my... There's no need to fear it as long as I super flash dash. Huh? Sounds like a DBZ move or something. Or something from like, I don't know, any fighting anime. Uruka-san proudly puffs his chest. I'm not sure if I can expect something you'd call a super flash dash from someone with that frame. Well, depends on the overweight person. Being overweight doesn't necessarily mean you're out of shape. Just means your body just doesn't get rid of fat properly. So I've seen some pretty fit overweight people before that run better than like people who look thin but don't work out at all. So it really just depends. But I doubt this guy works out. Well, no, he said he ran pretty fast despite his frame. So anyway, okay then, let's meet up in front of the base in 10 minutes. Bring something you can use as a weapon. This kind of reminds me of Persona 4, where they got these like, went to the weapons store and got like knives, and a samurai sword brought out in the middle of the open. Owari-san concludes the gathering. But I can't think of anything like that. As As I turn uneasy, he places a hand on my shoulders. Wow, that's a creepy look. Get away, dude. Are they ever going to explain what those patches on his neck are? All right. Then I'll just bring you something very weapon-like. Hell, it's an actual weapon. If you learn how to use it, the monster will be nothing to be afraid of. His laugh is devoid of any responsibility or reliability. Hearing it just makes me even more uneasy. Why's he going to give us a gun? He shouldn't be able to. Like I said, only the police should be. Police and Yakuza. 10 minutes later, we J7 members gather in front of the office building. All of us are holding weapon-like things we found inside. Owari-san has a slightly dirty metal bat. That's actually very effective. Definitely a decent choice. Uruka-san has the most weapon-like thing of all, an airsoft gun. Is that one of those things you just pump up and shoot like BBs or like potatoes and stuff like that? It uses air pressure to fire. Yep, it is a BB gun. It uses air pressure to fire BB pellets. I don't know how effective it will be against the monster, but it helps to have a ranged means of attack. Natsumi-san has a tennis racket. Well, unless you're playing Super Mario Tennis, I don't think that's going to do much. Seeing such an indoor person hold such a sporty thing is really something. Asana-san, the strongest among us, is holding a frying pan. Hey, those things are going to hurt. You ever play Final Fantasy IV? Yang knows what's up with that. It's weird how she makes an everyday weapon look like, or everyday item look like a lethal weapon. Good I only watched the first movie, so I don't know about the rest of them. Unisan's weapon is a mop. It has range, but I can't expect to deal much damage. Still, it suits her well, so I like it. It suits her well, huh? A mop. Well, unless she's the Toxic Avenger, I don't think much is going to come of that. As for my weapon, Owari-san, just what is this? Dissatisfied to look at the one who gave it to me. What do you mean, what? It's clearly a weapon. I dug through the storage room to find it, so I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, yeah, it is a weapon, but how am I supposed to use it? How can I not be dissatisfied? I mean, he gave me an actual nunchucks. Nunchucks? Well, I guess you can get those on. All men revere Bruce Lee. I said Bruce Lee out of habit. All men revere Bruce Lee and train how to use those, right? Well, actually, Bruce Lee is Chinese, so okay. He is Chinese, isn't he? I thought so. Anyway, you're a few generations behind. This is the first time I've ever held these. I have a much easier time using a simple stick. Actually, quarterstaffs would be really effective. Quit complaining, just try it out. Who knows, maybe you'll actually do just fine. Asana-san clearly barely cares about this. Oh, I'd love to see Reiji-kun handle nunchucks. There's not a hint of sarcasm in Yunasan's tone. She's just generally curious, and that makes it hard for me to answer. Reiji, you must not think but feel. When you do, God Lee himself will lend you a strength. Yeah, it's best to just ignore him. Just try them out already. Natsumi-san coldly orders me. All right, then I will. Just watch me. I run my memory, do my best to remember how Bruce Lee handled his nunchucks in one of his movies. Yeah. And so my first nunchuck swing hits me directly in the back of the head. Yeah, that's usually what happens for people who aren't used to using nunchucks. Weren't nunchucks originally like weapons that farmers used? And more like a ninja weapon? Because people kept saying nunchucks aren't an actual weapon, but they're kind of based off an actual tool of farmers, if I remember correctly. Anyway. Ow! As I bear the pain, everyone looks at me with disappointment or shock, or perhaps both. You're young, so I expected a little more from you. You didn't go through the right to summon God Lee. Of course you ended up like that. That was just sad, Reiji. But it was kind of funny, so I guess it's fine. Hey, I want to have my mop instead. No, it's fine. I'll just do my best with this. I rub my head and respectfully refuse. I can't let Yuno have such a bad weapon. I'd also be pretty bad if she somehow ends up using it better than me. It'd put a dent in my honor as a man. You don't have much street cred as a man, dude. Well, avoid those nutty moves and just swing it around. It'd be no joke if you get KO'd by your own hand or head. Owari-san speaks with a bright grin on his face. Anyway, time to explore Asakusa. Don't let your guard down, people. Now, we're armed, but if the monster from last night shows up, avoid fighting and just run away. Anyway, let's go. After that short briefing, we head to Asakusa. Too happy music for something about possibly finding a monster. We walk out all scared, but last night's monster is nowhere in sight. It is daytime, so it'd probably be easier to see it too. However, there was something seriously wrong with this place. It's high noon, yet there's not a single person around, tourist or otherwise. Most building entrances are closed by shutters. We can't even go inside. Some convenience stores were open, but I didn't see a single person in any of them. The town's not ruined or old or any way. It's just empty, and walking around makes me feel uncomfortable. It doesn't look like the monster is anywhere close, so let's get right into investigating the RP map phenomenon. We follow him and start properly looking at the mysterious loop phenomenon. So what would happen if one of us just walked to a part and teleported without the rest of them? We're not using any special equipment. We just try walking in various directions and mark the places where the loops happen on our map. East, west, south, north, and western where. That ruined that joke because they didn't move west last. We go everywhere we can and gather the data. During the whole process, I couldn't help but hope that there was a way out of here. Nope, we're only in chapter 2, dude. I don't know how many chapters in this game. I'm assuming there's like, VNs can be pretty long depending on it because all it is the VN. That's it. There's like, other than obviously showing some backlog and stuff like that, but I'm going to think 10 chapters, maybe 12, but I could be wrong. After 2 whole hours of walking Asakusa and examining the phenomenon, we got a pretty good idea of the boundary of the phenomenon. Its edges are basically the 4 main streets here. To the east, you have Umamichi Street. To the west, there's Kokusai Street. North, Kototoi Street. And south, Kamanarimon Street. Trying to cross any of those 4 streets makes you appear at one opposite to it. Looks like we're shut inside a rough rectangular around Sensoji, and though we try lots of things, it doesn't seem like there's any way out of this. We still don't know how to leave the town. The RP map phenomenon's tougher than I thought. Well, how tough is it? Are we ever going to find a way out of here? And what of the monster? And what do our companions think? Find out next time in the next episode of Our World Is Ended. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.